This is an important day in the life of the university as we inaugurate the fourth Chancellor of the University of Portsmouth. Some of the greatest gifts a university can bestow are academic excellence and valuable life skills, coupled with wisdom and a certain hope or belief that an individual can make a difference, can contribute something of value, and can inspire others. These are manifest in the individual who will be inaugurated today, and I therefore take great pleasure in welcoming you all to this ceremony and to formally declare this congregation of the University open. Please be seated.
My Lord Lieutenant, Lord Mayor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am absolutely delighted to give you a warm welcome to this formal inauguration of the University's new Chancellor, Karen Blackett. A Chancellor plays an important part in the life of a university, and while the role has a symbolic and ceremonial element, for example, presiding at graduation and other formal events, it is clearly very much more than this. It is not actually a straightforward role to explain, but probably the best comparison is with the functions of a head of state. In many countries like ours, Ireland and Germany, the head of state has no formal powers as such. But at the same time, the role is much more than just symbolic and ceremonial. The head of state embodies the essence, the values, the public face of a country and its people. In the same way, our Chancellor represents something very important about what we stand for as a university, what we value, our broader mission in society, and very importantly, our Chancellor acts as representative of our people, that is, our students and staff. Since we became a university 25 years ago, we have become accustomed to a creative theme for all of the university's previous chancellors. From 1992 to 2007, our Chancellor was Lord Palumbo, Chair of the Arts Council. From 2007 to 2012, actor and writer Sheila Hancock performed the role admirably. And our most recent Chancellor has been actor, writer, campaigner, and recently Bake Off host Sandy Toksvig. Sadly, Sandy cannot be with us today to hand over the baton to Karen Blackett, but I know she is delighted with her choice of Karen as a worthy successor, who will be continuing the tradition of creative chancellors with a passion for young people and their success. At almost every graduation ceremony since I became Vice-Chancellor, Sandy would make jokes when dressed in her robes about her likeness to a character from Harry Potter, a wizard, you might say, minus, of course, the magic wand. But I can assure you that we did not chance the selection of a new Chancellor to a sorting hat. Our decision involved consultation with the whole university community. After such an involved process, I cannot tell you how relieved I was with Karen's enthusiasm at being asked, and the fact that she accepted our offer with pride and a commitment to grow and shape the role to be her own. Karen, of course, knows the city and university well, having graduated in 1992 with a BA in geography. Since then, she has worked in the media and communications industry with what can only be described as a remarkable degree of success, an inspirational example of what our graduates can achieve. It is very special for me that in our 25th year as a university, we are celebrating not only by rebranding the university, but also by installing a past student as a Chancellor. Karen is currently chairwoman of Mediacom, the largest media company in the UK, having been chief executive from 2011 to 16. In 2014, she was awarded an OBE for services to media and communications. In 2016, she was named one of 20 women to watch in Europe. And this year, she has been ranked second in the Financial Times Empower list of the most 100 influential Black, Asian and minority ethnic leaders. While her obvious success as a graduate, her business acumen and wider influence and recognition are important, what makes her special to the university is her strong commitment to identifying talent, giving people opportunities, and improving diversity in business, politics, and society generally. It is Karen's values and her personal story that make her an excellent choice as Chancellor for the University of Portsmouth. We could not have wished for a better ambassador, and I am confident that she will be an outstanding head of our university state. As many of you know, the University of Portsmouth is both a new university, having obtained this status in 1992, and also an old institution, tracing our history in the city back to 1869, with the founding of the Portsmouth and Gosport School of Science and Arts. We are proud of our history and our role in the city. The ambition for a University of Portsmouth dates to at least 1912, 14 years before Portsmouth became a city. And the university has grown to play a significant role in local life. In 1974, the university had about 4.5 students. Today, it is more than 24,000 students. Not only has this growth produced important economic benefits for the wider community, we are the 4th largest employer in Portsmouth, and we contribute nearly £500 million a year to the city economy. But it has also provided significant social and cultural benefits to the wider community. Our students last year gave about 60,000 hours to volunteering in the local community. And the university has attracted students and staff from over 150 countries around the world to this great port city. But of course, we can always do more. Indeed, we plan to, and we will. A central part of our planned £400 million estates investment is to improve our engagement with the local community and open up to the city the amazing research and innovation activities that our students and staff engage in. The new sports facilities we are planning will be open to the community, providing facilities including an indoor swimming pool that will be a great new resource for the city. As one of the newer universities, we do not hold the prestige that perceived tradition can often bring, some of which, I must say, is often undeserved. We are a university that is proud to be bold, not old, a university that prefers to be judged on the merits of what we achieve and on what we do to help others achieve. These values, I know, are shared by Karen Blackett. And without wishing to boast, the university has been and is a great success. We have risen from 78th in the Guardian League table of UK universities in 2013 to 37th in this year's league table. The Sunday Times ranks us 53rd in the UK, above Brunel, Goldsmiths, Sheffield Hallam, City University, and our near neighbours Brighton, Bournemouth, and Southampton Solent. But quite rightly, rankings are no longer the be-all and end-all of university success. This year saw the first Teaching Excellence Framework, or TEF, the first proper assessment of the quality of universities' teaching and associated student outcomes. As many of you will know, the university is now gold-rated. At this point, I could pause to note how this differentiates us from some universities around us who sit uncomfortably in the deep bronze, but that would be unworthy of such an august occasion. So I will simply tell you what gold tells us the world about the University of Portsmouth. The university recruits students on the basis of their capacity to benefit from what we have to offer. We look for potential in an individual, beyond simply headline grades and past success. We do not care where our students have come from, but only about where they are going. and we focus resolutely on helping them go as far as they want their talents to take them. That we are here today to install one of our own graduates as Chancellor shows that this has been part of the university's DNA for some time. The key to our success is our focus on student outcomes. Or, in the words of a question of sport, what happens next to our students after they leave us? We have developed what we call the hallmarks of a Portsmouth graduate. That is what a degree from the University of Portsmouth tells the world about our graduates. The hallmarks are not just about helping graduates obtain financially rewarding employment, although clearly this is important. They are much broader. Through the hallmarks, our students become informed citizens with a sense of responsibility for themselves, others, and wider society. Our students learn to communicate effectively and empathetically with the many different types of people they will encounter over the course of their lives. And our graduates become flexible and adaptable to new situations and challenges. Those very skills, in addition to excellent academic achievement, are what make our graduates and the university stand out. And these are the very skills that are critical for both our graduates and the country's future. TEF Gold has endorsed our approach and the values that underpin it. More recently, The Economist's own ranking of universities has done the same. The University of Portsmouth came top. That is number 1 in the UK in terms of graduate salaries exceeding expectations 5 years after graduation. This kind of endorsement is great news, as it reassures us that we're on the right track and reflects the professionalism, commitment, and expertise of all our university staff and students. But the world is changing around us. Whatever one thinks of the merits of the UK's departure from the European Union, it will bring significant change to the country. The vote to leave the EU has also revealed deeper fractures in our society that are not confined to the nature of our relationship with our nearest neighbours. The changes to come will not affect the university's core values or who we are, but it will change how we achieve our aims and express our values. It is said that a sure sign of madness is to repeat the same thing time after time and hope for a different result. Equally, carrying on as you are while the world around you changes, yet expecting the same results, is a surefire way to failure. The UK's future as a highly skilled economy, delivering added value in all that we produce and do, is important. The country has achieved a lot in giving many people the opportunity to develop high-level skills. In 2015-16, for instance, half of all the full-time first-degree entrants were first-generation university students. But clearly, some people have not experienced their fair share of these opportunities. To respond to this, the University of Portsmouth is reviewing and changing the content of our courses, and more importantly, how we deliver those courses. Apprenticeships, online learning, and other forms of flexible provision will help open up high-level skills acquisition to many of the people who want and need these opportunities, but, as is evident, have been unable to access them. We are also developing closer relationships with further education colleges to support them in what they offer and to smooth the transition from further education to higher education for many young people in our region. And let me be clear, this city faces many problems with too many young people not going to higher education. It cannot be acceptable to any of us that while 65% of 18-year-olds in Richmond apply to university, in Portsmouth the figure hovers around the lower 20s, and in Havant it is in the high teens. Developing the high-level skills necessary for individuals' advancement and society's economic success is not something only for the wealthier, leafier parts of the country. If the number of young people from our city going into higher education does not increase, there is very little prospect for a bright economic future, and a very high chance that even more young people will feel less of a stake in our society. The university will also play its role in tackling the big issues facing society generally. The country, indeed the world, is experiencing a period of profound social and technological change. This creates many new challenges, and in particular around issues of citizenship, health, security, the environment, and the implications of new technologies. To respond to these challenges, the university has created 5 new thematic research areas. We are putting significant resources into finding solutions to those big problems. The country needs universities like Portsmouth to succeed. To ensure success, we need to adapt as the world changes around us, and we need to respond to social priorities. We also need a Chancellor whose achievements, vision, and values fits with and exemplifies ours. In Karen Blackett, I believe we have that Chancellor. I look forward to the next 5 years of her term with both optimism and confidence. I also look forward to the university community learning from her. Thank you. I would like now to introduce our Director of Corporate Governance, Adrian Parry, who will formally introduce this inauguration.
My Lord Lieutenant, Lord Mayor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the purpose of this congregation of the University of Portsmouth is to install a new Chancellor of the University. The position of Chancellor is an honorary role. The Chancellor serves as a ceremonial leader of the University, acting as an ambassador and promoting our vision, mission, and values. Following a consultation and nomination process that was open to all within the university community, the Board of Governors has agreed that Karen Blackett, OBE, should be invited to serve as our 4th Chancellor. Before Karen Blackett, OBE, is inaugurated as our Chancellor, I would like to invite the Vice-Chancellor to give the oration.
My Lord Lieutenant, Lord Mayor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I present Karen Blackett, OBE, as the university's 4th Chancellor. I am tremendously proud of our university, our staff, and in particular our students. I am also tremendously proud to be able to welcome Karen as our next Chancellor. 25 years ago, Karen graduated from the University of Portsmouth. She has since then become an outstanding business leader. She is chair of the UK's largest media company. The Evening Standard has named her one of London's 1,000 most influential people. Debrett's has included her in the 500 most influential people in Britain list. And in 2014, she was awarded an OBE. Karen was also the first businesswoman to be named Britain's most influential black person in the Power list. I can think of no better role model for our students to demonstrate how far their talents can take them. And of course, Karen is still young and has many years of success ahead of her. But Karen's success in business is only half of her story. Her father's advice was learn, earn, and serve, meaning learn your craft, earn your money, and then give back. These are wise words, and Karen has clearly lived them. Karen is passionate about equality, diversity, and opportunity for all. She has pioneered an apprenticeship scheme for disadvantaged young people within her own company. In 2015, she was appointed to help diversify the civil service and create better opportunities for all. She took up her non-executive role for Creative England precisely because their motto is, "Talent is everywhere, but opportunity is not," as this strongly aligns with her beliefs. And Karen is president of a charity that improves and champions mental health and well-being in the advertising and media industries. And now, of course, most importantly, she has agreed to become our Chancellor. And I am sure she has no idea yet of all that we have planned for her. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I can think of no person who better personifies the university's values and ambitions for our students than Karen Blackett. And so, as Vice-Chancellor of the University of Portsmouth, and by virtue of the authority conferred on me by the university, it gives me great pleasure to hereby install you, Karen Blackett, OBE, as the 4th Chancellor of the University of Portsmouth. Where the Harry Potter movie goes on.
Chancellor, on behalf of the students of the University of Portsmouth, we warmly welcome you as our new Chancellor and welcome you back to our university as an alumna. 25 years ago, you graduated here in Portsmouth with a BA Hons in Geography. You then went on to become one of the most powerful and influential women in British media. You also launched an apprentice scheme for 18 to 24-year-olds through your role as CEO of Mediacom, and you even received an OBE in the process. But now you have returned as our new Chancellor, and I take great pride in saying that you represent the epitome of where a degree from the University of Portsmouth can take our students, and I take great pleasure in seeing you return in such a prestigious role. We heard earlier in the ceremony about the purpose of the Chancellor, and I want to highlight some of the more student-focused responsibilities that you all have. Being the Chancellor of our university will bring you many opportunities to engage with our students. Of course, there's the obvious one, the graduations, where you'll get to celebrate our successes and, for some, the end of their university journey. For a Chancellor, graduation seems to be about shaking many, 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 many hands. However, in reality, it is much more, and it's about taking part in and sharing with each student their own story and their proud moment of graduation. As Union President, I would encourage you to talk to as many students as you can and hear their stories. I guarantee you that some will amaze you. You'll also be happy to hear that you have your own award, the Chancellor's Cup. This was created by our previous Chancellor, Sandy Toksvig, and is designed to recognise the hard work of our many clubs and societies, specifically those that actively promote inclusivity, participation, fitness, and well-being. I'm going to warn you now, though, picking that recipient of the award is no small feat, because inclusivity and participation is something that is core to everything that the union does. As a students' union, we care passionately about our students. When people ask me what benefits being part of the student union brings, I always sum it up by saying that we enrich the student experience by giving them opportunities and experiences that nowhere else can provide. We very much look forward to working with you and showing you just how much of a difference we can make. We have over 100 societies and over 40 sports clubs, catering for all interests, from football to political union to Quidditch to gaming. Now, while the activities of our clubs and societies can be vastly different, they all share one core value: to be welcoming and inclusive for all. It is this mentality that won us an NUS award this year for student opportunities, reinforcing the hard work that we do to listen and act on the student voice, and to ensure that they have the best time at university possible. As our Chancellor, you'll have a unique opportunity to engage, interact, and work with us, and help us with our aims and objectives of improving the lives and opportunities of our students. I say unique because you have something that our previous Chancellors didn't. You're an alumna. You have been in our shoes. You have shared the many highs and some lows of student life, and you have emerged, as we want all students to do, as a successful alumnus, of which we are very proud. As we look forward to working with you, I know you will inspire us with your experiences. You will share with us knowledge of the world, and you will be an amazing ambassador for our university. Chancellor, it is with enormous pride and pleasure that I welcome you on behalf of the University of Portsmouth Students' Union and wish you the very best for your time with us. And now we have a performance for you. We wanted to showcase a student group that represents everything that the union represents. And for that, I gladly introduce the University of Portsmouth Gospel Choir.
The Vice-Chancellor, Lord Lieutenant, my Lord Mayor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and my 7-year-old son, Isaac. I am delighted to be here at my installation. Until now, I thought this was something that only happened to boilers. I'm genuinely so proud to be here. I was here as a student, as you heard, 25 years ago. I actually try to avoid saying quarter of a century as it makes me feel even older. I really am looking forward to spending more time in Portsmouth, reliving some wonderful memories in, as Stephen Morgan, MP for Portsmouth South, put it in his excellent maiden speech in the House of Commons, the home of Dickens, Kipling, Conan Doyle, Brunel, and Amanda Holden. As I'm sure you know, Stephen's speech in fact contained a powerful and moving tribute to his constituency. I made some amazing friends while I was here, some of whom are in the audience today, as is Stephen, and also some business colleagues who also are connected to this amazing city. And I'll just say hello to a few of them. There's Alex Hull, who's now Vice President of Samsung Ads, Matt Salmon, Head of Agency and Client Sales at Channel 4, David Wilding, who's Planning Director at Twitter, Zay Barder, Contract Director at Capita, and Anna Smith, who was my partner in crime, also known as the Special K Girl, whilst I was here at Portsmouth. You'll notice that none of them are in the performing arts, and that is a key difference between myself and my amazing predecessor. While Sandy Toksvig has a background in the performing arts, I'm from the world of business, more precisely the world of advertising and media. So while I know that university life is about much more, my focus tends to be on education as a preparation for a career. But that definitely doesn't mean that I think people should be studying a subject because of its career potential. I believe that you should study what you are passionate about. And when you do what you enjoy, you will be more successful. I studied geography because that is what I loved. I admit that the link with advertising isn't obvious, but in fact, it did come in useful. When my company, Mediacom, pitched for the Metropolitan Police, the work I had done as part of my urban geography module on the geography of crime helped us to win the account. As our students prepare to enter the world of work, I'm afraid that in the current climate, with the seemingly never-ending uncertainty surrounding Brexit, things are only going to get tougher out there. We live in a VUCA world. That's V-U-C-A. As someone who works in advertising, I really do love an acronym. But VUCA stands for volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. It's a term that originated in the US military to describe modern warfare, but it perfectly describes the modern workplace and life too. So one theme for my tenure here will be the importance for the students and for all of us of resilience and emotional intelligence to deal with the V and the U and the C and the A and the inevitable setbacks that life can bring. Research shows that emotional intelligence correlates 7 times, that's 7 times more strongly with success at work than IQ, technical skills, or even academic qualifications. So I've been delighted to discover already some of the work that the university does in the area of well-being, helping our young people to better manage their emotions, be more mindful, and even how to get a good night's sleep, which with a 7-year-old and a 10-week-old puppy, I definitely need. I am even more impressed by some of the university's widening participation work focused on increasing aspirations and opportunities among those who might previously have been denied them. As you heard earlier, one of the organisations I have the pleasure of working with outside of my executive day job is Creative England, a not-for-profit organisation absolutely committed to helping entrepreneurs and those startups in the creative industry sector. Their belief is that talent is everywhere and opportunity is not. They widen the door to give talent a chance to flourish and shine. The university also does this, and I am living proof. This university has been instrumental in shaping who I am today. So it is an absolute great honour to be asked to be your Chancellor. I promise to fulfil the role with determination and dedication, to do absolutely everything in my power to make a positive contribution to this wonderful institution and help create an amazing Avengers Assemble of talent that goes on to achieve amazing things. Everyone leaving the university with a superhero skill, a different craft, becoming our nation's next generation of superheroes. So, as Chancellor of the University of Portsmouth, I now declare this congregation closed. Please be upstanding for the procession.